My name is Bas Jacobs. I'm professor of economics and public finance at the Erasmus School of Economics. My life motto is stuff happens, good and bad stuff, and in the meantime try to enjoy it as much as you can. When I was a child, my parents took me out to restaurants often, and then I was very curious about what was happening in the kitchen. And I very often thought I wanted to become a cook when I was old. Whenever I would fail as an economist, I can always start a restaurant. During my third year, I got a course taught by Professor Rick van der Ploeg in macroeconomics, and that really got me started. This is when the penny dropped and I decided to become an academic researcher in economics. I never did any planning. I never set any goal. I never aimed for something more than a couple of years ahead. I just looked at the things that crossed my path and things that I could get enthusiastic and passionate about. And if there's anything I like to recommend to students is to do the same. I never thought that I would become a professor of economics when I was studying in my bachelor program. Political debates on inequality are very strong and ideologically charged. What in this paper we try to do is to actually measure political parties' preferences for income redistribution, not by looking at what they say, but what they propose, what they want to do. Now, our paper on redistributive preferences of Dutch political parties is about how Dutch political parties, how much they like to redistribute income. And we know from political campaigns that left-wing parties want to redistribute towards the poor, and right-wing parties, they want to do this less or even reduce the taxes for the rich. But this is all political rhetoric. And to our knowledge, there's been no analysis of political parties' election programs that actually tries to quantify how much each party likes to redistribute from one income group to another. And what we find in our paper is that why do parties like to overtax the rich? I think there's two possible reasons for that. First is that they don't know how responsive the rich taxpayers are when you try to tax them at higher rates. And what we found is that the tax base shrinks so much if you try to tax them at higher rates. And there's so few rich taxpayers in the Netherlands, it's very lonely at the top in the Netherlands, that in the end you don't raise additional revenue when you try to tax them more. On the other hand, there's maybe also non-economic reasons why you want to tax the rich at higher rates, even if it might not generate a lot of revenue. And this has to do, for example, with parties trying to tame the rat race. We want to have a more relaxed society. We want to stop high-income earners, CEOs, from getting excessive bonuses and salaries, and a high tax rate is a way to penalize them. These kind of things might play a role in the public debate, why we want to tax the rich more than is necessary to maximize tax revenue. In the Netherlands, there's a strong status quo bias because all political parties remain very close in their election programs to the current tax and benefit system. And we think there's two main reasons for that. The first is that parties need to form a coalition government after the elections, and therefore they cannot deviate too much from the current system. Second, there might be strong vested interests in keeping the current system as it is. The current tax system basically overtaxes the poor compared to the middle income groups. So if you consider that a euro is worth more to a poor person than to someone in the middle income groups, then you should lower the tax burden on the poor and increase it to on the middle income groups. Is a flat tax system a good tax system? The answer is a very straightforward no. With a flat rate, you lower the tax burden or increase the tax burden for everyone so that you cannot reach your goals in the most efficient way. The most efficient is with the lowest tax rates on average possible. My name is Bas Jacobs, and my message for students is follow your passions, get inspired and work hard.